Hello and welcome to Held and Heard. This is a podcast for pregnant and postpartum mamas who want to feel more connected to their babies and more confident in themselves. Here, we talk about elimination communication and infant potty learning as a way of listening, not as something to add to your plate, but as a way to better understand what your baby has been communicating from the very beginning. This is a place where you learn to trust your baby and yourself. I'm your host, Heather Medlin, mother of 3, infant potty learning educator, and founder of Ready from Birth, where I guide postpartum mamas through every stage of early potty learning, from birth to toilet independence. Each week, I'll help you slow down, tune in, and discover just how aware and capable your baby already is, so you can meet them with confidence instead of doubt. Your baby is communicating, and you are capable of listening. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about what elimination communication is and what it isn't. I've talked about this before, but quite simply, elimination communication is exactly what the words say. It is when your baby is communicating their need to pee or poop. Elimination. It is not about saving diapers, not using diapers, pottying your baby every single time and never having an accident. This is not something that is only for crunchy mamas or mamas in third world countries who don't have access to diapers, or mamas who are a stay-at-home mom and only have one child and just want to spend hours every day staring at their baby and waiting for them to poop. That is not what this is. I want to just clarify this because I see so many people get this wrong and misunderstand what elimination communication even is, and therefore write it off immediately as something that is for someone else. It is not for them. And if you're listening to this, you're at least a little bit interested in what this might be, and you're probably curious if this could be for you. So I want to be very, very clear that first and foremost, it is important for you to understand that every baby is communicating their need to pee or poop. Every single baby, whether you are responding or not, your baby is communicating. Just like they are communicating that they are hungry, just like they are communicating that they are tired, just like they are communicating that they really do not want you to leave when the babysitter comes when they're 10 months old. Every baby is communicating their need to pee or poop from the day that they are born. Whether you respond and take your baby's diaper off and give them a chance to go in a way that feels good and natural and clean and safe is not the point. Your baby is communicating no matter what. We talk about this, and I'm sharing this message with you because I really want you to understand that your baby does have a language that allows them to communicate their needs. And you actually quite simply can learn to recognize and respond to this language and therefore deepen the communication and the connection that you have with your baby, even from the newborn days. Elimination communication is not about going diaper free. There is a very well-known book called Go Diaper Free by Andrea Olson, which was written in 2013. But it is a quite popular book, and Andrea Olson did a really great job of kind of popularizing this idea of elimination communication in the parenting community. She did not invent the idea. It has been around for millennia, and in fact, assisted infant toileting, as it is known in the research literature, has been around in some form or another in cultures all over the world for centuries, if not millennia. Diapers, as we know it, modern disposable diapers, were only invented and brought to the market in 1963 by the Pampers Company, which is owned by Procter & Gamble. And therefore, this modern idea of the convenient disposable diaper that we all know and love in the Western world is a relatively new invention. Prior to that, everybody was using soft diapers of some form or another. And in other cultures around the world, they don't even use diapers. Baby wearing is very common, especially in African and Asian cultures. Particularly, I'm thinking of China and Vietnam and Nigeria. There are other cultures in the world where mamas just wear their babies on their back and they go about their day, they go about their work, especially in more agricultural communities where outdoor laboring is very common, even for postpartum mothers. Yes, they're just wearing their babies. And if the baby needs to go, I can tell you from experience as a baby wearing mama myself, you know when your baby begins to become agitated and needs to get out and use the potty. And so it would be very normal and commonplace for a baby wearing mother in these other more developing countries around the world to just notice that their baby needs to go and take them out and potty them. So many cultures around the world don't even use diapers of any kind, cloth or otherwise. The idea of a diaper is that you have this intervention, this intervening cloth or disposable product that is going to catch the pee or poop when it happens without you having to respond. And then you can change that later at your convenience. Elimination communication as a practice, so we're not just talking about the communication piece of it, but as a practice, it is about learning to notice and respond to that communication so that your baby is never soiling the intervening piece of cloth to begin with. And the knowledge of EC or elimination communication makes it possible to raise a baby entirely without diapers. Do diapers make things more convenient, especially for sleeping? Absolutely. But again, in Western culture, we tend to do things a little bit differently. And we tend to not sleep with our babies. Most of our babies are sleeping in cribs away from our parent bed, either in a crib in the room or in a crib next to the room, or even down the hallway in the baby's own individual nursery. It's much more common for babies to sleep further away from the mother in the Western world. And so for these other countries that don't use diapers, it would be much more common for the baby to be sleeping next to the mother and therefore waking up more frequently throughout the night. The mother is probably pottying the baby or has the baby on a setup where soiling at night or peeing at night is just no big deal. Are there ways to do that? Absolutely. And I talk about this in the Born Ready course where we go through EC at night and how to handle sleeping situations. It absolutely is an option to co-sleep with your baby or to continue to do EC with your baby in a crib in a separate room. Sleep is very personal and it's up to you how you do it. But just know that there are solutions either way you want to do it. And choosing to practice EC with your baby does not preclude you from putting your baby in their own crib in another room and proceeding that way. So I just want to be clear that you don't have to be a certain type of person to practice EC. You can do breastfeeding or formula. You can do co-sleeping or sleep training. You can be a working mother or a stay-at-home mother. There is no one type of mother that this works for. And it's really important that all of us recognize that this communication is there, whether we choose to respond or not. It's not something that's optional and only for crunchy mamas who want to raise their babies without diapers. You can absolutely still use your diapers while practicing EC. I did with both of my babies that I did this with. And you can even use disposables. You're not prevented from using diapers just because you're responding and taking the diaper off. Now, is there a benefit in that you will absolutely use less diapers if you do this? Of course. Most of the time, if you're practicing elimination communication, you're going to notice when your baby needs to go before they go in their diaper. There are many, many days where I have literally just put the same clean, dry, disposable diaper back on my baby over and over again from the morning change when they got up with a wet diaper, because my babies do tend to pee while they're sleeping at a young age, which is very normal and very common. When I put a clean diaper on them in the morning, it is very common for it to be late afternoon before I'm changing that diaper. I'm taking it off, I'm pottying them, they're going in the sink or the toilet, and then I'm putting that same clean diaper back on my baby. That is totally fine and totally normal. And you're going to use way less diapers when you do this. And if your baby goes in their diaper and you're putting a clean one back on, that's okay too. So I really just want to emphasize that elimination communication is not about not using diapers. It is not about never missing a pee or a poop. It is not about perfection. And you can absolutely do this as a listening practice. It's not about performance. And I personally was super interested in this when I first learned about it because of the sustainability implications. I am an architect professionally. That is what I do in my day job when I'm not doing this. But I am very passionate about sustainability. And in fact, I use cloth diapers with my oldest baby from the time that he was born, and I was super committed to it. And I really wanted to use all cloth diapers and not use any disposables because I'm well aware of the waste that is produced by disposables in the landfill. They do not break down. It's estimated. We don't even know for sure because no diapers have been around this long, but it is estimated that it takes up to 400 or more years for a standard disposable diaper to break down in the landfill. Which means, remember, they were just introduced to the market in 1963. Every diaper that has ever been used, ever, is still in the landfill. Yeah. Every diaper that's ever been made or used or pooped in is still in the landfill. And every single baby uses approximately 6,000 diapers from the time that they're born until the time that they're done with diapers. Now, these numbers are typical. This is for a typical baby who's using disposables, not using reusable diapers, and is not getting to do EC. So this is a typical Western baby with a typical diaper. There's actually a new diaper on the market that we have tried and love called Hero diapers. And they have actually developed a micro-digestible diaper. Micro meaning fungi. They have developed a micro-digestible diaper and these special little mushrooms that come in this little packet. And after your baby uses the diaper, they pee or they poop, you just add a little mushroom packet to the diaper, fold it up, and throw it away as normal. And in the matter of months, y'all, those little fungi wake up and start eating the plastic in the diaper and break it down in a matter of months, which is super, super cool. I think my sustainability self is nerding out over here, but we have tried them and we love them. They are super soft. They are unbleached. They do not have the bromothol blue wetness indicator on them, which is actually a toxic chemical that should be nowhere near our baby's sensitive skin. So they are non-toxic, they're unbleached, and they are super soft. And we absolutely loved them for our baby. If your baby is still in diapers and you are looking for a clean and non-toxic option that is far more sustainable than your regular run-of-the-mill diapers, you definitely want to look into Hero diapers. I do have a code where you can save $20 per month off of your subscription. I will link that in the show notes, but it's with the code Ready from Birth. You can get some pretty significant savings on your diaper subscription. So check those out. I just wanted to share this that yes, you can absolutely use diapers and EC your baby because elimination communication is really about listening. It is about learning to recognize and respond to your baby's body language and communication and teach them that number one, it is important to listen to their body. These signals that they're feeling, these urges that they're noticing, we're teaching them those matter. And it is important to listen to what is going on in your own body. How many adults do we know? I'm going to raise my own hand, myself included, that we just go through our days. We might notice something going on in our body, but how often do we just suppress it? Oh, I'm tired, but I'm just going to push through. I've got to pee, but I've just got to finish the dishes. But just one more thing. We are so prone as a society to just ignore what we're feeling in our body and push through. And I think it's so important that we are teaching our children from the beginning that what they're feeling in their body matters and it's worth noticing. We're also teaching our baby that their voice matters, that when they are communicating to us that, hey, I need to go, something is happening and it's too important to ignore, that we are noticing that and we are responding, that their voice matters to us and we are going to be there to help them. That is a really important aspect of developing our relationship with them long term so that they feel heard, they feel safe, and they have that deep trust with us that is going to develop over time as we continue to show up for them and show them that we are coming. So, elimination communication is not about never using diapers. It's not about performance or perfection. It's just about listening. It's just about teaching our baby to listen, reinforcing the instinct that they're born with, that these feelings that they're noticing matter and are worth paying attention to, and that we are coming to help. I just want to encourage you to start to notice. If you do one thing this week as a takeaway from this episode, I just want you to start to notice what your baby is telling you. Every baby is signaling, even if you think that they're not. So many people come to me and they say, Heather, my baby only tells me that they need to poop after it's already happened, or they tell me that they need to pee after they're already wet. And I would just urge you to consider that maybe the way that your baby is communicating is different from what you think they're going to do. The language that they're using is different from what you're expecting. Open your eyes, come to them with a beginner's mind, and really start to look, really start to notice what they're telling you. I guarantee you it's there. And if you want to learn more about this, I do have a course, Born Ready. It is all about how to start noticing and pottying your baby from as early as birth all the way up to 12 months. You can get started at any time. It is never too late to start paying attention. It is going to be different. There are some things that change as your baby grows and evolves and goes through different leaps in their brain development, but it is never too late to start. So if you want to know more about that, check out the Born Ready course. I'll link it in the show notes, but that is your complete roadmap to EC from birth all the way to fully potty trained, all in one place. All right. Thanks so much for listening. I will be back next week on Monday with our next episode. Have a great week. If you loved today's episode, would you take a moment to help me reach even more mamas with this message? Leave me a review or share this with a friend. You can help even more families discover what's possible. You can find education and support for every stage of your baby's potty learning journey at readyfrombirth.com. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at readyfrombirth.ec. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back every Monday with a brand new episode. See you next time. Bye for now.